Well, I knew where Callanish was. It's way up on an island way north of Scotland. It's Scotland. You fly into Glasgow or Edinburgh, you drive 5 or 6 hours, 2-hour ferry over to the island, and then it's way up north. So I said immediately, I will go. Yes. And they said, great, bring Susan Coffey with you. I said, great. Susan is one of our first ordained ministers. Back in '96, we ordained her as minister. She lives in D.C. I got on my knees, crying, talking to God. I was so honored to be asked. Called Susan immediately and said, Susan, we're going to Callanish, we're going to Scotland. She said, great, when? There was not one hesitation. I said, we've been asked to go. There was not one hesitation on her part. I called Patrick and I said, we're going to Scotland. Really? I said, yes. And they said, we have to be there by May 2011. That was their last words. You have to be there by May 2011. Patrick was great. I said, well, you know, honey, if you don't want to go, you might not have to go. I would like for you to go. Susan has to go, and I have to go. So he sat with it, and he decided he'd go with us. What I want to tell you is, as the time went by, and it was probably almost 2.5, 3 years ago, I was told this. As time went by, I was like, oh, I've got to get to Callanish. We've got to put that on the calendar. And so we decided that we would go in the nick of time, the first week of May 2011. So as we started booking our flights, everything felt wrong. And I turned it over to God. And I was totally guided from that point forward. Patrick and I flew to Scotland. Each round-trip ticket to our destination and back was $231 each. We were gifted with 2 hotel nights from 2 different members who really didn't know much about the trip. They just gave us the money. We were gifted with 2 discount hotels from someone who has a friends and family pass. The trip took care of itself. Every way along the journey, when something interesting happened, that was interesting. And it automatically became wonderful. It automatically rolled into something wonderful. And we did not, I'm telling you, we did not go crashing through Scotland saying, I'm here on a mission from God, get out of my way. We tried to harmonize with every step of the way. We did our work. We went to the beautiful stones, ancient stones, ancient stones. And you know what we were supposed to do? Susan did a clearing, and I did a blessing. We were supposed to take the love of God to connect with the ancient energy that started our human lightweight. This body that we live in now. There was a beginning many years ago when we started this level of consciousness. And these stones were prior to that. And we took back the love of God to that beginning energy to make it one. To close the circle. It was beautiful, it was fabulous, and it wasn't complete until this past Tuesday night when the group did a meditation to go back and receive that energy into their hearts. Now, if I had not had my life the way it was, and someone had come to me and said, you need to go to Scotland and do work, I would have not gone. If I had not proven all the guidance I get comes back to me in higher wisdom, understanding, and truth, I would not have expanded to be able to respond to what was asked. And it wasn't ordered, it was asked. I don't believe that each of us has to see an angel or a light being. But I do believe that each of us has to honor the gift that is yours to give. Mine has always been talking to God, talking to spirits, talking to people. when we were younger and used to travel, it was like, oh, dead people, let's go talk. You know, that's me. I'm kind of evolving away from that a little bit, but do you know what I'm saying? No one talks to them. So, seriously, nobody talks to them.
Is this a commercial for the Sun-2 plant?
You might say this from the rapture yesterday.
And that's the thing, we just don't know. We have no idea. And I asked Spirit as we left the island, I said, you know, I know the deep rumblings that we did. I know the connection. I know the work. But it's not complete. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than this moment. And I couldn't feel it. And I said, I want to feel that connection, Spirit. I want $3,000. I want to feel the connection. The very last day we were there, we went to Roslyn Chapel. And in Roslyn Chapel, there are 2 ley lines that intersect, that go around the earth. And so that was fun. We got to feel the beautiful energy. And so I was tracking it out to see exactly where it connected. And then I didn't realize that the little boy behind me started doing this. Patrick tells him to shut his eyes. And so we're teaching people how to feel the ley lines. And it was great fun. And while I'm laughing at everybody, having a good time, loving to impart wisdom, Spirit said to me, now the 4 of you, me, Patrick, Susan, and Mike, go back to those ley lines, and you must send the love of God into them. And I thought, how powerful is that? What an honor. That was my $3,000. That was my, I want to feel it. And so I went back and sent God's love through the ley line to the planet. And then Patrick, I stepped out of it, and Patrick got behind me, and the energy started growing, and you could feel it. And then Susan did it next, and it started growing. And then pretty soon the energy was filling the place by the time Mike got there. It was just immense. And it was what a beautiful opportunity for us to consciously, in harmony with Spirit, impact the whole. And how often do we go to sacred sites or go to places just to feel and see and take and not give back? So that was my needing to feel the impact. And I got that. So you can get your payoff too. All right. My stories may seem crazy to you, and that's okay. Somebody's got to do it. You have your own jobs. You do your jobs. But for each of us, no matter where we are, if you take within your heart the guidance that God gives you to do, listen to it clearly and wait for your go. And when you go, go fearlessly. And if you're afraid, have someone pray with you, grab God by the hand and jump. And then follow the guidance as you're given it. You of yourself may not be able to manifest that which is in store for you until you, in the hand of God, grow to that which is in store for you. Grow to that. And being taught by God is letting your spirit become awake within your body so we can live that life of heaven on earth here. It's so simple, isn't it? Yeah, okay. This is what they said. We are all so important in the scheme of things if we do what is ours to do. If there was a way to see the lights emanating from our arc fields, if there was a way to see our lights shining, you would be amazed how important your light is. Even if there's no one else shining around you. Even if there are a million lights shining around you, how important your light is. Start where you are. We are all in the garden of God, and we're all supposed to grow in that garden. Take a breath. Let's put our feet on the floor. Feel a beautiful light come over you. Today you've heard my story. I want you to feel the light begin to move through you. And I want you to let your focus go on your story. Your spirit. your heart. God, I ask that your love just enfold each person here. I ask that they begin to feel that tender space where they know how loved and beloved they are. And as you let that love of God move through you, let your heart just become soft. There is nothing that you have done that is wrong. It is only a choice. And in this moment, look at the guidance that God gives you now for your life. You don't have to choose it, but look at it. See a beautiful light in front of you and feel the energy of love and the guidance that you've been getting. Maybe it's a simple thing. Maybe it's an adjustment of behavior. Maybe it's a grand step. You have not done anything wrong. You get to choose your experience. And if you choose, step into the energy of that God guidance in your mind now. Just see yourself stepping into it and try it on. See how it feels. The light, the love, how does it feel? There's only God. You can breathe in this light and make it a part of you. Or you can step back out. That is totally your choice. Your spirit. You choose. But whatever you do in this moment, let's all just imagine that we can look up now and see a greater light that engulfs this entire earth. A light of love and peace. A light that seeks to feed each child. That seeks to grow each child into its full potential. A light of love that seeks harmony, expansion, joy. And a light that seeks brotherhood. Take a moment to be aware you are in this light, no matter what you choose. This light governs our earth. If you choose now, you can align with this greater light. Let it pour into your body. And in your heart, simply say, I am about the Father's business for me. I am about the Father's business for my soul. Feel yourself supplied and supported. Take a breath. And let yourself come back into the chair. Feel the chair beneath you. And Father, Mother God, I ask you bless each one here today. Their beautiful spirits, the beautiful life that they're walking, the joys, the challenges, the choices. Let them this night feel your presence as they place their heads on the pillows. And let them know how loved they are. And for this, I thank you. And so it is. Take a breath. And you can gently open it. Well, you have lived through our month of learning to be taught by God. Yay. It is a quality of the Christ. It is something that you will eventually do, this lifetime or another. I hope you approach it with a tender heart for yourself. And if you do that, you'll always be able to. And so it is.